All right, so this world is very superficial. Okay, that's something that if you want to be your best self, you have to come to that understanding. And the reason you have to understand that is because this world doesn't like to admit that it is very superficial. Right? So, this world can be very vain. This world can be very toxic. This world can be very narcissistic because the nature of man is fallen and it is very selfish. And ultimately, though people don't like to admit this, evil. And then here you come with your chosen of God, right? God ordained, God anointed and appointed self, and you try to cater to man, and you try to fulfill their every wish and whim, right? And if you don't understand that ultimately man is selfish, evil, vain, stuck in survival mode, you will think that that is an endeavor worth taking, right? Sometimes, even in my own experience, or at least in my own experience, you can believe God to, me just being honest and authentic. Why doesn't He do this? Why doesn't He help this person in this manner? Why doesn't He cater to all the issues and problems of man? Like you, with your big heart, you believe so anyway, but unbeknownst to you, man oftentimes need pain in order to grow. Like when you plant a seed, that seed has to die in order for the plant to live, right? So you can be being foolish, and you are foolish if you're simply trying to be everything that man wants you to be. Because man, at their worst state, will simply want you to be something that they can parasite off of, right? They want you to be something that can be managed, that can be controlled, right? And no one should have that power and authority over you except for God. You understand? I'm trying to see, should I go here? Even when we talk about those that use the negative spiritual forces, they want to put a hex on you, right? A hex is simply, believe it or not, a box. See, a hex comes from, is derived from the term hexagon. And we know in a two-dimensional state, a hexagon has 6 sides. But if you were to bring a hexagon into the three-dimensional world, it would be, a box. A lot of people believe a square would be a box in the three-dimensional world, but no, a square would simply be a thicker square. If you don't believe me, Google a hexagon and then look at it, and you will see it is the shape of a cube. So yeah, what they're trying to do is control you in the box that they want to see you in. Those that use the negative spiritual forces, right? So if they don't want to see you succeed, then they'll try to put you in a hexagon of failure. Is this making sense? And the reason it's important that you get this is because unbeknownst to a lot of people, even fellow Christians, when they're trying to limit you, right? When they're trying to keep you in a certain state, how they want to view you, they are in essence trying to put a hexagon on you. They're trying to limit even who God has truly called you to be. They may do so, through conversation, getting aggravated or irritated when you're taking certain paths in life that God may want you to take, but they don't want you to take, right? They may like certain posts, right? That, if the post is aligning with what they want to hear from you, then it may, like or hearted. But if it doesn't, then they may ignore it, right? Purposefully. I'm not saying someone, if they don't agree, they honestly just don't agree. But what I'm saying is a lot of times preferences and biases can be coming from a cognitive bias, which is based on a type of mental illness. And you're biased toward seeing cognitively a certain aspect of a person due to insecurities, traumas, preferences, what have you. But unbeknownst to you, you could be, trying to put that person in a certain perspective or a hex, a gun, a box. So I say all that to say, you have to learn to be the villain of someone's story in order to be able to truly be used by God. You have to have your boundaries. You have to be willing to say no. You have to be willing to say and know that the Lord is put a certain path on your heart, and no matter who likes it or not, this is a path that you have to take, right? You have to be willing to stand up against some things that, your family, your friends, your culture, your political party, society at large may be telling you, hey, we want you boxed in to this way of thinking, acting, moving, what have you. And you have to be willing to, say no. And you have to be willing to do the will of God and let every man be a liar. So that's all I have for you today. Be willing to be the villain of someone else's story as long as you are the hero that the Lord has chosen you to be of his biblical story. Okay? With love, this is the man after God's own heart. I feel like it's something else I should say, and I want to make sure I get this all out. I guess what I feel like the Lord is impressing upon my heart is it's painful, right? It takes a lot of pain. The Lord has chosen you in the furnace of affliction, right? But if you would truly be used by him and be the hero that he has chosen you to be in his story, you have to be willing to be the man, the villain of man's story, okay? And a lot of times, these people will be very close to you, and that's the reason the Lord is allowing them to sometimes see you in the way that they're seeing you, because you have to be willing to say no to them and yes to the Lord, okay? With love, this is the man after God's own heart. I pray this blessed you. Peace. And always remember, Lord Jesus cares.